Welcome to Saint of the Day for January 12th, the feast of Saint Aelred of Rievaulx. If the idea of Christian friendship sounds like a soft topic, Saint Aelred is about to change that. This is a saint who left the king's court for a monastery, not because he wanted an easier life, but because he wanted a holier one. He chose the Cistercian life at Rievaulx Abbey, where prayer, discipline, and humility shaped everything. Aelred went from being a respected man in the world to becoming a spiritual father in the church. He eventually became Abbot of Rievaulx, guiding a huge community of monks and lay brothers. Even while dealing with serious illness later in life, he stayed faithful to his responsibilities and kept pouring himself out for the souls under his care. That kind of steady perseverance is not flashy, but it is real holiness. Saint Aelred is most known for his writings on charity and friendship, especially On Spiritual Friendship and The Mirror of Charity. He taught something that is desperately needed today. Friendship is not supposed to be a comfort zone that excuses sin or feeds ego. Friendship is supposed to make people more faithful, more honest, and more ready for heaven. One of his most famous lines says it all: "Here we are, you and I hope a third, Christ in our midst." In other words, the best friendships are not centered on shared opinions or shared entertainment. They are centered on Jesus Christ. That changes everything because it means loyalty includes truth and love includes accountability. And then Aelred goes even further. He teaches the highest type of brotherly love is to love our enemies. That is the gospel with no shortcuts. That is what it looks like when someone takes Jesus seriously, especially when it hurts. So how does Saint Aelred's example translate into everyday life? Start by taking friendship seriously as part of discipleship. Choose relationships that make prayer easier, not harder. Choose people who help strengthen virtue instead of dragging the heart into compromise. Practice loyalty that protects the soul, not loyalty that covers for sin. If there is someone who needs forgiveness, begin with a concrete step, a prayer, a humble message, or a choice to stop replaying old resentments. That is how loving of our enemies begins, and it is exactly the kind of love that makes the world stop and notice. Saint Aelred shows that charity is strong, truth is loving, and friendship can be a path to holiness when Christ is in the center. Go to the Holy Manna blog at Holy Manna blog to get the full story and learn more. Saint Aelred of Rievaulx, pray for us. If you enjoyed the reflection for the Saint of the Day, please help us spread the message by reposting or sharing. Thank you and have a blessed day.